We got another New Yorker coming to stage. You guys are gonna love her. She's been all over. Get it up for my girl, Danielle Credit, everybody!
Hello! I'm so excited to talk to you all. Thank goodness for Xanax. Someone gets it. I feel like something that gives me a lot of anxiety is the thought that one day I am going to give birth. But I am more nervous for what comes after. Not the placenta, the being a mother part. I am Jewish, and I feel like a switch goes off in Jewish women's brains at the exact moment they become a mother. Once I give birth, I am going to do the very thing I swore I would never do. Turn into my mother. I'm going to be there with my newborn, all innocent and new to the world. And the first thing that's going to pop into my mind is that what you're wearing? You mean I have to wait 30 years for grandchildren? You must hate me, you want to make me miserable. That, everyone, is Jewish guilt. And for those of you who don't know, it's when your parents try to make you feel guilty to get you to do something they want to do. Just eternally guilting their children. An example is how my mom constantly reminds me that it was me who caused her to lose her figure from childbirth when I don't want to do something she wants me to do. She's like, just remember, I was in labor with you for 36 hours, and this is how you repay me? Something else is that, speaking of parents, why is it that parents always feel the need to brag about their kids, especially parents whose kids are in medical school? Like, I overheard these parents, these three parents, and one of them was like, my son graduated from medical school in 3 years. The other one was like, oh, that's cute. My daughter graduated while she was still in high school. And then the other one was like, well, my son graduated while he was a fetus and he performed his own delivery. Some of you, with all this talk of doctors, some of you might wonder, why is being a doctor in the Jewish religion so important? Well, once the egg and the sperm meet, obviously there is controversy for when life is considered to begin. But in Jewish culture, a fetus isn't considered a living person until once it gets into medical school. Bragging, right? Why is that people feel the need to just insert, like, in a conversation about their career and, like, their profession, like how I work at one of the top advertising firms in the country? Like, why do people need to brag about that? Or where their kids went or themselves went to college. Like, I had this voice teacher, and every other sentence she would say how her daughters went to an Ivy League. She'd be like, sing from your diaphragm, which is something I learned in my kids learned in their anatomy class at Princeton. Not relevant. Or my cousin started dating this guy, and he said how he lives in the city, and I was like, oh, where in the city do you live? And he's like, oh, right by Columbia, where I go to dental school. Did I ask what you do? That's like asking someone, what's the weather? And they're like, oh, it's gonna be sunny, and I go to Harvard. Something else, speaking of bragging. So my boyfriend volunteers at a retirement home every now and then, and he tells me how some of the elderly female residents kind of flirt with him a little bit. And I'm like, come on, how do you know? What makes you say that? And he's like, well, one of them said to me, you look like my third husband, and I've only been married twice. Something not to brag about, though, is, for those of you who don't know, there is a tax on tampons, pads, and other menstrual products because it is considered a luxury item. Like, what do they expect us to be like? Like, I'll have 2 boxes of pads